Hey guys, Aramis555 here. Just doing a updated deck profile on my Karakuris. Before I get started, as you can see, not a lot's changed, but there have been a few changes. Before I get started, I'm going to give a few shoutouts. The first one is to ECHS Team Mile. They're a new channel starting out. They're really friendly, and they actually have a really cool contest going on right now. It was originally for a Blackluster soldier, but it seems he's going to be trading it away, and he says that in the video. There's a comment down below in his video about it. But now the raffle that he's going to be giving is for a tour guide, a Starfoil one, so that's pretty neat. So basically just got to go to their channel, which I'll, sorry, I got something on my PS Vita. You're going to go to their channel, and you're going to subscribe to their channel, of course. I'll have a link down to their channel down below, and I'll probably put one right up here or something. You gotta like the video, and you just gotta comment with your name, and I believe they enter you in the raffle. So very cool. I'm hoping to win the tour guide. I do need one more for my Infernity, so that'd be really sweet. But go check them out. Really nice guys, and they do definitely deserve the subscribers. I hope all my subscribers that see this go and check them out, because they're definitely worth your time. My next shout out is going to be to MR Beyblade 123. He asked me for a shout out. He's been a subscriber of mine for a long time, so I just thought that I would throw his name out there. Go check him out. Very friendly, very supportive. So he deserves your support as well. And of course, last but not least is G Unity Watts, my good friend Mike. I know I gave him a shout out in my excuse me. Sorry, in my I think it was the box opening video. But I just want to give him another shout out. He doesn't have any videos up yet, but he's working on it. He doesn't have a camera. He does have a built-in camera though in his computer, so I think he should probably start using that and just do some deck profiles, because he has some pretty cool decks. He plays Dragoonities and whatnot. So make sure to go check him as well. So let's get started on the deck profile. I'm just going to go through all the cards, all the changes I made, and then I'm going to go through each card individually and tell you why I made those choices, and then I'll lastly go through the extra deck. So here we go. So still running the 2 Genex Neutron. I bumped Ninishi, or Merchant, up to 3. Got 3 Ninishi, or Beauty as I like to call her. 3 Kuick. I dropped Soldier down to 1. I'm now running a Haipa. 1 Saizan, 1 Nishipachi. We got 3 Cyber Dragons now, 2 Effect Failers, and 1 Gorz. I found room for the Gorz, guys, and he is amazing in this deck. He's testing really well. I'm enjoying it. 2 Pot of Duality. Still running 3 MST and Heavy Storm. 1 Avarice, and Mind Control. No more limiter removal. I'll get to that shortly. Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. And then traps, we got 2 Bottomless, 2 Warning, 1 Solemn Judgment, 1 Starlight Road, only 1 Compulsory now, and a Mirror Force. So that's the deck, guys. You probably have a couple questions. I know the biggest one's going to be why the heck are you running 3 Cyber Dragon? I'll get to that shortly, but without further ado, I'm just going to get down to this. So as you guys know, before I was originally running just 2 of the Merchant. I decided to bump it up to 3. Just gives you first turn Nat Beast plays a lot more consistently without going minus. It's one of the few decks that can make Nat Beast without going minus. And I just decided I was getting, like, I'm running 21 monsters now, but I still sometimes get these, random hands where I don't open up with any monsters. Or I don't open up with any of the monsters I need. Like, I'll grab a Kuick or something, but Quick's kind of useless without something in the grave. So opening up Genex Neutron or Ninishi to get your Beauty in your hand as soon as possible is very important. And that's why I decided to bump it up to 3. He's also not a bad card, because if you think about it, he has a floater and 1500 defense. He does go in defense when he's attacked, so he's not that bad. This is a bit slower, but it is a bit of a slower format in some regards. So this is just, give you more consistency. I might put it back down to 2. I did basically drop down a Compulsory to 1 and put him back in, but I am liking the testing so far. I just like opening up with him. 2 Beauties the same, 3 Kuick you gotta run. The reason for 2 Soldier, or 1 Soldier, 1 Haipa is I wasn't running Haipa before, and I just found that I needed a Karakuri I could search out with 2100 beats. He's really good, and of course going Burrito and then into this guy and then punching for, I believe it's 4900, it's a lot of damage. And he switches in the end phase, or end of the battle phase, and then you get to draw a card. So it's a really good combo. I might miss running 2 soldiers. What I might end up doing is just cutting the Merchant down to 2 and then squeezing their Soldier back in. I do really like Soldier, but I just decided that Haipa was kind of invaluable and you do need to run them. So One Saizan, one Nishipachi. I do really like Nishipachi still. He's amazing. He wins games, switching that BLS to defense position, etc., etc. He's just too good not to run. And Saizan, you just need a level 4 tuner. Um, I do. Other reason I squeezed Haipa back in is mainly just because, Nishipachi. It's really good going Burrito into him, but I kind of like, he's always good to have in those situations too, and you need that switch. I like going into Haipa better. Yes, Haipa switches and he's only 1100 defense, but still a draw. He's still doing lots of damage, and he has 2100 beats. So 3 Cyber Dragon. A lot of you are going to be asking this, and a lot of you notice I'm not running Instant Fusion anymore. The reasoning for this is Thunder King Ryo wrecks this deck really badly. I know a lot of people aren't maining Thunder King anymore, but it's still a threat in the format. The other thing is a lot of people don't even side Chimera Tech or Cyber Dragon anymore, so I'm really not all too worried. A lot of times the side deck consists of Anti-Insector, Rabbit, and Dragon cards, because those are the cards everyone worries about, so I think this deck's very viable, this format, just for that exact reason that not many people side against it. Effect Failure does hurt it a little bit, but it's not too detrimental. With Cyber Dragon as well, it's 2100 beats. It's in that sense it's very invaluable, and Cyber Dragon. I could always special it and then summon. I also didn't like Instant Fusion because of the life point cost. I'm already got the warnings and the judgment, and this deck doesn't take a lot of damage. Sometimes, but you just 1,000 life points is 1,000 life points. It can really hurt you late game. I do still like Instant Fusion. I may go back, drop Cyber Dragon down, but for right now, I'm really enjoying the testing of 3 Cyber Dragons. It's very, very good. I can't really think of any matchups it's bad against, and it's also just the fact that Bottomless Trap Hole and Compulsory are really big this format. So when you think about it, I summon Cyber Dragon, they Compulsory in the battle phase, it's perfectly fine. I'm just going to special summon it right back. So it's very, very good. It also gives me some crazy Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon plays if I want to do it myself. So plus, the other reason is I want to be drawing this card because it's so good versus Card Trooper, which is very big right now in Chaos Dragons, and obviously Zen Mains, which is the favorite for Tour Guide to go into this format. So Cyber Dragon's fantastic in that sense. Still only 2 Veilers. I side the third one. I do like 3 Veilers. I was thinking about maybe just cutting him down to 2 and writing the third Veiler. But I'd prefer just to side it. I'm not too, this deck is actually a really good matchup versus Insectors, because you're usually not going to be, putting stuff on the field until you can get that big crazy push for game. So yeah, and then you're not too worried about the OTK. You got Gorz and, excuse me, you do run some good defensive traps as well, so. So 2 Duality, not 3, 2's perfect. 3 MST, Heavy Storm, you gotta get rid of those back rows so you can go off successfully, and this works out perfectly. Pot of Avarice. Now, this is the other thing a lot of people are going to be asking. Why'd you drop Limit Removal? You were saying in your last video how much you love it. I do love Limit Removal. It's one of my favorite cards in Machines. But the one problem with the card is that basically you draw it in a lot of instances and you wish it was something else. It doesn't really, it can give you game, but it doesn't really put you in a better position than you already were. Especially for the fact that if you use it defensively during your turn, your monsters are just going to blow up anyways. And it's okay if you're doing a 1-for-1, your opponent attacks and you destroy it, but then you're still minusing yourself. And also the fact that if you don't use it at the right time, or your opponent is a battle fader or something, then you probably lose. So it's a very luck-based card, and I just decided it wasn't worth the space. I'm testing a mind control right now, just because I do have so many tuners. And the nice thing is now my extra deck has a lot more space. Mainly just because I dropped out the Instant Fusions. That's another reason I actually dropped Instant Fusion is 2 Cyber Sources is a lot of room in your extra deck this format, and you just can't find the room. So testing out Mind Control for now. I might take it out and run another trap, but for right now I am enjoying it as the one Mind Control. It's a broken card still. Book of Moon, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Staples, nothing more to say there. I will always run these cards in pretty much every deck. Traps, 2 Bottomless. As you guys know, I love this card. It's staple in my opinion. 2 Warning, 1 Judgment. Starlight Road, stops those torrentials, dark holes. The one thing I really hate about this card, and I kind of want to bump it up to 2, and I actually might end up doing, if I don't like Mind Control, I might run 2 Starlight Roads, is I find I just don't draw it enough, and then I'll get Dark Hold, get a -1 off of it, and then the next turn I'll draw the Starlight Road, or I'll get Heavy Storm next turn, draw the Starlight Road, and it's just very, very frustrating. So I do really like Starlight Road. I might actually bump it up to 2. We'll see how the mind control tests, but I'll let you guys know. And then 1 Compulsory. I still love this card. It's very good. It's awesome in this deck too because with Neutron and the Searcher, you summon, they activate something in response to Neutron. You can just compulse it back to your hand, summon again next turn. So it's the exact same thing with Cyber Dragon actually. Some cool combos you can do with him. Like I said, you special summon, they Bottomless, compulse it back, special again, attack over their monster. So very good. And then I still run 1 Mirror Force because this is my favorite, one of my favorite cards in the game. I'll always run it. It's one of my signature cards that a lot of people don't run anymore. I think it's too good not to run, and people usually don't expect it. Another card I'm actually contemplating is I might drop out the Compulsory or the Mind Control for a Torrential Tribute. This deck doesn't always have field presence, but I really wouldn't mind having that extra protection. I'm just not a huge fan of Torrential this format. I know it's at 2, and I'm probably sound like a tard for saying it, but I just, this card right here still scares me, so I really don't like running those kind of cards. And I don't know, I like Torrential, but it's, like I said, it's one of those things that a lot of times you end up having to use it and you hit your own monster, so it's not as good as you wished it was. So that's the deck, guys. 40 cards. It's 21 monsters, 11 spells, and 8 traps. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. So I'm just going to move everything out of the way here. Try not to mess everything up too much. No, too late for that. Whatever. And so we get to the extra deck. So now that I'm not running the instant fusions anymore, I have a lot more room, of course, which is really nice. Got a couple more spots for some XYZs I wanted to squeeze in there. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to switch hands here, and I'll show you guys the extra deck. So starting off, of course, we still have the 1, 2 Burrito. You have to run 2 of each, I think. I don't think you need 3. I've seen some builds, like the crazy OTK builds, running like 3 of each. That's way too much. I can't see any hands are going to be getting out that many. Plus you're running the Avarice, and a lot of times you're going to get the Avarice off consistently with its deck, so I think 2's perfect. Then we got 1, 2 Beret. I might find room to bump him up to 3 is the one that I would think about it, but I think, once again, you really only need 2 and 2 of each. One of my other favorite cards in this deck they go into quite a bit is Scrap Dragon, which I'll talk about shortly. 1 Landois and 1 Beast for my Naturias. I do not run Barkion. Really the only way you can make him this deck is, like, I am running Mind Control, but a lot of times I'm not going to be jacking an Earth. And really the only way you can make him in this deck is with Saizan and the level 2 dude. So it's not very consistent, and I just decided it wasn't worth the extra X space. So it's my only level 6. I'm running a Bronic instead, and I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, these are the 2 Naturias you can go into the easiest, and Landois wins games. Rex and Zectors, very good card. 1 Scrap Dragon and 1 Stardust for my 8s. My other 8s, I should say. Yeah, 1 sec. So Stardust Dragon's obviously there just because of the Starlight Road, but then Scrap Dragon's amazing. It gets over a lot of stuff you have a hard time getting over, and you can go into this guy so easily. I love going like, yeah, I heard you, I'm doing a video. Holy, sorry guys. So yeah, Scrap Dragon, and basically he just pops stuff that you have a hard time getting over, so you gotta run him. So 1 Black Rose for my other level 7. I was going to be running Scrap Archfiend, but I decided Black Rose is just too good. You get that nuke off, and they're always going to have the Veil or the Phoenix Chain. Plus you're running 3 MSTs, so if you go like this, they Phoenix Chain, you just MST and you get the nuke off anyways. Very good. So the Bronic. The reason I'm running this over Barkion is Bronic still wins games, and with this deck you can go off pretty consistently. So having that extra removal for the field just makes it so you can get the OTK in a lot easier. And of course, Catastor is staple. I'm not going to say anything about him. I love Catastor. So for XYZs, we got Utopia, Maestroke, and Golem. The reason for Golem is sometimes he sucks in this deck because you get him on the field and you want to go off and you can't. But he's a very good card just for the sense that you have a hard time getting over anything that's bigger than 2800. Your biggest monster you can summon out easily is 2800. So, of course you can switch with Bure, but that isn't always the case. So having the Golem in there is just better than Leviathan. I like Golem better than Leviathan anyways. Like, his cost is kind of a pain, but, even if you use up his cost, you can always just set him in defense, and it gives you a nice fat wall on the field, so. And then Utopia staple, and Maestroke's in there. I wanted to run a level 4 XYZ, and Maestroke's just so good because, it's a Book of Moon. A lot of people are going to be like, why aren't you running Roach? Or, I do love Roach, but why aren't you running Roach or, what's the other level 4? Pearl. But I just decided, you know, my stroke's a lot better. It just gets around cards that you once again have a hard time getting over, and it's always good switching positions. Plus, if I need some protection, it is a wall. I can just special in defense, and it takes 2 hits before it dies, so very good card. And then, of course, you gotta run one Chimeritic Fortress Dragon, because you are running a ton of Cyber Dragons, and this thing with Card Trooper and Zen Mains is hilarious. So, anyways, guys, that's the deck. Make sure to comment down below. Once again, make sure to check out ECHS Team Mile. MR Beyblade 123 and G-Unity Watts. Go check out their channels, see all the content they have. Sadly, once again, G-Unity Watts doesn't have any videos at the moment, but he is working on it. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. Peace.